Molten is going to be Killalot Sorlag, strongest Ranger. Awoken is going to be strongest Doom, Killalot Strog. FYI. And I'll paste this into chat so that you guys can see. Sirius is a glass cannon. Oh, it's brutal, man. I don't know if I entirely disagree, though. I think, he's quite rage sensitive, isn't he? He needs things to be going his way. Like, if he has, like, a couple of weird frags happening to him in the first part of the game, it can really, really offset him. Like, if you can just suddenly hit some absurd stuff, I really think you can kind of tilt him into the ground. But guys, we got our first game of the day here in week 7 of the EU CIS QPL challenges. I'm trying to keep my voice intact because, again, I have a sleeping person in the house. But we'll still try and make this thing exciting. Oh, there's no way Sirius will be watching this. Sirius is probably gearing himself up, surely. Is Sirius streaming? Or is it, like, so serious now that they don't want, no pun intended, that they are turning it off, microphones off, focus 100% on the rolls? Because if I was them, I'd be thinking about, like, I don't want to mess this opportunity up. So, okay, guys, Django's here. Everyone calm down. Anyway, we're getting some couple of fights going on. Killalot has been getting some okay damage, but he's a little weak lately. Killalot is certainly the underdog in this. Strongest has been grinding it fairly hard this year. Killalot, I think... The Killalot has... Even though I've seen them both around for probably as long as each other, I think that Killalot has spent more time competing and has more experience in tournaments. But I think that Strongest at the moment has more natural skill. Or more, a higher level, should I say. Natural skill is a pretty of a random and unfair way to say it. But I think that Strongest is... He's been peaking more recently. But I think that Strongest has also been struggling in competition a lot more than Killalot. Whereas Killalot is fairly, like, confident in these situations. He does need to get himself the LG, but going versus Galena... Yeah, I mean, not impossible to hit with LG at all, but I say... I find Galena one of the harder targets to hit at the moment. So Killalot's been fighting robots for years. So much experience. From Hemel Hempstead. Spinner! Robot Wars reference for anyone who's not in the UK. Ooh, I wish I saw how much damage that was. It looked like kind of 50-ish. These guys kind of feeling each other out at the moment. I really think that Killalot should be kind of looking for an opportunity to close in on a fight. If he lands damage for free here, he needs to move in. But he's not pressing the issue, and we're getting loads of totems everywhere. He's not clearing them out. He knows that he's won himself the heavy. My stacks are super, super even. From time to time, Flea, I've been known to make some. But Robot Wars is just my jam, okay? Whereas when people talk about Taylor Z or whatever, I just can't deal with that shit. This just blows my mind. Nice little dodge on the exit there. I think he knew that there was a rocket heading his direction. Does he know that there's a... Yeah, lost spied. There could be a fight down here. Depends how much there's a commitment from Strongest. Good rockets from Killalot. I think he's won that situation. There is still these totems that he has to fight against. Or switches away from that weapon. That was almost really traumatic for him. Oh my god. If Strongest was a bit high on stack, I think he would certainly be attacking. This is really sketchy still though. Oh my god! He's get out. He knows that the heavy's there, but he can't push into the angle. He wants to go and get himself to the light, but if Strongest pushes in now at the bounce pad, I don't think he gets out. The Strongest doesn't. Very, very passive game positionally. Killalot could go for an open rail right there. He chooses just to keep himself alive And make sure he doesn't engage in a fight too soon. Rail for a rail, favoring strongest massively so. Uh-oh. Oh, you hate to get fragged like that, man. As the opening kill, you don't want that to happen. I do feel like Killalot's been too passive. I've been talking about his kind of wealth of experience competitively compared to strongest, but I think that he's played it too safe. And you kind of feel like you have to versus a Galena sometimes because, like, well, they could be really stacked. They could just put a totem right in front and like, block a shot. But you've also just got to assert yourself a little bit. And with the piercing sights, he was using it more for information than for fighting. Strongest... There's a piercing sight. You must know about that. Okay, Killalot's just made a big play. Getting himself onto that item is huge. And now Killalot has to attack. He has to. He's done damage. Even with these totems doing this thing, you hit rail. You just got to go. Killalot. There we go. His rails have been decent. He's now getting himself onto Mega again. His stack's not bad. He's quite short on weapons, but he's landing some great shots. Nails. That's a good weapon switch. Very, very good weapon switch. It's heating up a little bit now. They have this sort of passive start between the two of them. It's, you know, first... Every time you have, like, a sort of first game of a tournament or so, you don't want to, like, push the boundary too far. And it tends, especially when the first game of the tournament is also versus a player that you have respect for. And I would suspect that both these players have respect for each other. Like, they've seen each other around the ranked games. Killalot's LG is looking good there. Not following up, I think, is quite a disciplined play. A lot of people would push down there and end up fighting someone who suddenly just got a big boost to their health absorption with the armor. And it suddenly turns it from like a fight where you're 80 to 90% favored to a fight where you're barely even 50% favored. He has been face planting some totems. He has been shooting totems, so he's been doing a great job with that. Oh my god, he just hit so much of those nails. Holy crap. Killalot. Killalot looking good. He's going to keep pushing. Looks for a little flickeroo. Hello. Oh, we just spotted one there. Totem hunters with Killalot. Oh man. Oh no, you ran into all of them. You ran into every single... It wasn't even a nice shot. You just walked into them. I mean, it wasn't a bad shot. It just was certainly helped by you leading your way into it. There's some kind of like gravitational pull on those rockets. Totally just killing it. I like it. We can work with that. So we've got 2.5 minutes left. Strongest is going to be making a good bid to get back into this. Killalot's like, nope. I don't want anything to do with it. Killalot can actually play passively for the rest of the game, but he's got to make sure that he's doing some damage here and there. He can't like go full passive, but he can go like 60-70% passive. He doesn't necessarily have to go to the items, but he's got to do damage on the items. Or at least like one major item per rotation. If he doesn't, and Strongest is just permanently walking around with a stack like you can see now, then eventually Strongest is going to play further and further away from the major items, realizing that Killalot's not going for them, and then just try and trap him. That's annoying. Actually, that self-rocket means he has to absolutely go on another rotation. Oh. A little bit of a tricksy move there. Another self-rocket from Strongest. These fights, he's kind of butchering a little bit. There, he delivers on the rail. Killalot, he's got the gauntlet out. He's like, yeah, I'm just like suspended in the air at the moment, and there's a lot of time for all this jazz to happen. Experimental rocket jump. There's a time and a place for full passive, but it differs on matchup to matchup, map to map, and score to score. Going full passive when it's 3-2 with 2.5 minutes left, like, you can do it a little bit, tiny bit with the Visor versus a Galena, but not... Like, he didn't really go passive then. He stood on the item. Like, he could have... That wasn't a passive play. He could have just moved away from the item, played at the stairs, played over by rail, played even over LG and just looked down. But he put himself in the most aggressive position, and he didn't... I don't think he even had perfect timing, so he didn't make that sort of challenge onto the item at the right moment. And now Killalot is kind of just fighting for his life. Strongest is rushing his shots quite a lot. He looks a little bit panicked. He knows he can close this down. It's just a case of landing. I like Killalot's effort to get some free damage, but he overstepped the mark on the back side of it. He has been given a way out. Strongest barely missing that rail. Oh my god. Killalot actually played a very solid game, especially going up against someone who's, I don't know, is like 300-400 more skill rating. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's less than that than him. But he kind of freaked out the most important part of the game. That's going to be GG, and we're going to have Strongest winning the first map in a sort of in a pretty close, actually closer than I thought it was going to be. Much closer. When we get back to lobby, I want to check out their skill ratings. I haven't seen Tropic Thunder in a long time. Don't give me these complicated references and questions. We should have a pretty different matchup now, though, because champions are going to change enormously. It's like a Sorlag versus a Ranger, isn't it? Yeah, Killalot's going Sorlag. Alright, so we've got Strongest is 2327 versus 1918. So it's like 400 difference, and considering that difference, that's a pretty impressive performance from Killalot. But I also want to say that I think the 1918 is fairly deceptive. Like, I'm 2165. I could comfortably see Killalot in that area as well. I think Killalot's a perfectly decent player. Hey, that's a sensitive topic, censored. Very sensitive topic. Well, he killed a lot, but not enough. Sorry, Horrocks. I was imagining that in like a Czech accent, and it sounded really great to me. If Killalot's going to be as passive as he was with Sorlag, I think Strongest has got a good chance here. Because what you kind of want going up versus a heavy champion is for them to not bully their way around on the map with the stronger natural stack. For a heavy champion, it's kind of like you want to close yourself in on the fight rather than play the long range, because at long range you're going to inherently have a disadvantage with machine gun fights, rail fights, so on and so forth.
Round begins in 3, 2.
Let's do this, guys. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to stick with Killalot. We saw Strongest do well at the end. Are my overlays doing well? Yeah, they're doing fine. So he's kind of guarding the LG side. I find this is a dangerous spot, though. There's like a number of places you can get attacked where you can just get messed up. Oh. Strongest misses two really important shots. This is a great jump down. The damage from the orb is not bad, but he should almost keep pushing in on this. Killalot did well. He responded well to the misses of Strongest. Killalot's got to navigate his way out of here without taking a direct rocket. He knows he's right next to him. He's kind of faking him around. Rocket damage is minimal. Strongest keeps missing these rail shots. Get your rail out, dude. Why haven't you got your rail out? Get the rail out. That was really, really, really aggressive. He's going to get the steal. Oh my god, I cannot believe that he got that kill. I simply cannot see that this is the reality. That was totally insane. Like, his damage output was good, but he was on 1 HP, and Strongest misses, like... He needed the whiffiest of rockets, and he whiffed it even harder. Uh-oh. This is bad news. Strongest is missing so many rails at the moment. He's going to be hating life. He's going to be hating everything. Has he hit a rail yet? Oh, he has. Okay, he's hit 2 rails, but... Right next to you. That's just full pantomime now. Dude, I've been playing... People talk about, I can't hit Sorlag. Dude, it's very easy to hit Sorlag. If you complain about not being able to hit Sorlag, then you need to get good. I was playing versus Sorlag yesterday, and I've never seen my accuracy so inflated ever in my life. We're all working on it, Shiko. We are all working on it. Whether we know it or not. Oh, Killot needs to get good. He's just left himself kind of vulnerable all the time. Oh my god. I mean, it looked good what he was doing. There we go, Strongest. We need some rails up in this place. Good rockets. Really, really nice rockets. Killot getting a little bit aggressive. He actually didn't really need to push. If anything, it would have been quite good for him to just go through nails. Because there's maybe 1 rail he takes. Possibly a little more, but the thing is he would eventually get pushed further down that corridor anyway, instead of he chose to forfeit his life. But censored. Is Strongest okay? No. There's the answer. It looks like we might have to start something again 3 or 4 minutes in. We'll let the players figure that one out. Poor players. Oh well, it happens. It happens to the best of us. Yeah, it could be worse. Unless it's not like 9.5 minutes in, tied game, what's going to happen? Or like, even worse probably is just a player being a frag behind and then varying levels of control. So we're going to have to wait a moment to get our mate Strongest back in. Oh my god. Censored, what would I do without you? Hey, it's Venga. What's up, man? Venga's going to be playing Cooler on Sunday, guys. We've got Base versus Kilson. We've got... What else have we got? I don't remember. Let's have a look at the Quake Twitter. We got Avik versus Garpy, and Tox versus Hron. Tox versus Hron will be a pretty fun game actually. I'm really looking forward to that. Avik versus Garpy. I mean, Avik should win, but Avik online is unfortunately not that overwhelming. But I know that Avik has had like internet troubles and things like that. I don't know if that's kind of part of it. The thing is, like, no matter how well or badly Avik does online, I always know he's going to do unbelievably well at LAN. Like, he's just an absolute god at LAN. So it makes it very difficult to predict what's going to happen at a LAN event when you see a player like Avik, who maybe isn't a very high seed, but you all of a sudden know that, well, he can still wreck faces. The Hang versus Waz will maybe be good. Chain versus Sygib should be good. Nossa versus Effortless could be good. Dramas versus Brick probably unlikely to be good. But, you know what? I'm always rooting for my buddy Break. Always rooting for him. Did they say what they were going to do, by the way? Are we doing four minutes in? They're doing a full re.
Round begins in
Wow, okay.
3,
Fair play.
1. Fight.
Full re. Aggressive start from Strongest. Killer only just now getting himself onto one big weapon. Uh-oh, this is bad news. But the heavy machine gun is actually a really good weapon switch. I don't dislike what he's doing. Oh my god, they're both so low. I'd say pretty brave from Killot to do that. I don't know if he was aware that Strongest was lurking there. This was a not as educated decision, unfortunately for him. But it's going to allow Killot to immediately be back into some good control. He just needs to get himself the weapons. And preferably without risking his entire life to get them. Boink. I thought the US Challengers was going to be, like, way more competitive than... oh, hold on a sec. Like, way more competitive than the EU CIS, because I think they've got quite like a decent bunch of players in terms of how close they are on skill level. And I thought that it was going to be probably Sirius and Cypher, or you know, just two front runners, and it would be kind of decided by week 3 who was going to make it through. But EU CIS has just like got really spicy, especially in the last couple of weeks, and has made it very difficult to actually predict exactly who's going to be getting through. Like, we're still at a point where, like, anything can happen between those 3. Oh god. What was that follow-up rocket? Holy crap. Killer, you've got to move in. You cannot lose this opportunity. The rocket jump up. Do some crazy shit. That's not crazy enough. You're losing your opportunity to be crazy. This is not the right weapon to... No! 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 Italy's not next week. Italy's going to be the 2nd and 3rd of November. I don't think, like, it's EU challenges versus NA challenges. I think it's EU challenges versus NA relegation players in QPL. It's EU versus EU, or UCIS versus UCIS, and Americas versus Americas. Oh, there we go. Killalot seems to have lost its head a little bit. You need to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, and whatever the rest of that song is. Oh, I did put the textures on low because... Wait, did I put I think they should be on medium. I might put them up again. But I've been playing, so I've been changing them. I can fiddle around with them, though, guys. You're right. Oh, the rail lands. So does the rocket. Let's see you kill a lot a little bit. Obviously, I haven't been streaming for like 10 hours. But I also can't talk very loudly. Another mutual frag? Okay, why not? The shed man. The shed man. I really enjoy casting of Jackie. He's good fun. He's very easy to work with. Okay, this time Killalot gets it going pretty nicely. That was top notch. I'll give that 4.5 stars on TripAdvisor. Uh-oh. All these rockets aren't bad. Oh, the rail's better. Agent is not participating because he gone done messed up and got himself banned. Like a fool. And before you say anything, he definitely deserved it. Yeah, Jack is very quick-witted. I'm like consistently impressed at just what he can create in sentences. He did have a haircut before, by the way. He got a haircut and trimmed his beard. Just saying. Sorry, I'm not really casting the game anymore, but Strongest is slightly wrecking. How long is he banned for? I'm not even sure. Like, he might have been banned for the entire year. I genuinely don't know if it's this season or the whole thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's the entire year because he's been a massive dick. Not to me, but he has definitely been a dick. He was like incredibly upset to not be straight into the QPL, and so he just started flaming really, really hard, like everybody who had anything to do with Quake. Oh, kill a lot. Oh, he does get it. Nice. But the thing is, he probably couldn't have even gone to QuakeCon anyway, so it's like the most stupid thing ever was just behaving like he did. It made no sense at all. And oh yeah, and I think maybe there's the whole racist thing going on. So there's like a whole number of different stupid things that happen, basically. No, I think I forgot about that. You're right. Like there it is. So multiple factors led to that decision. Jackie was not banned for racism. Don't worry. Jackie is fine. Killer's going pretty mad at the moment. Like, there's a bit of a comeback manifesting. 62 years from South. What's up, buddy? Thanks very much, man. Dude, go down that coffee. I got a Coke Zero. Oh, the shotgun work. Dude, Killer's feeling himself a little bit at the moment. And predict what the players want to be. So Killalot wants to be a pop star. And Strongest is going to be a politician from Ukraine. He's Ukrainian, right? Or is he Russian? No, he might be Russian. But he still wants to be a Ukrainian politician. Oh man, if he didn't eat that rocket, the comeback would still be real. Like, the comeback is still potentially quite real. Like, Killot's got some control. He's going to get himself rail. He definitely needs another weapon, but he can push now. Like, Strongest is kind of trapped. Even that rail's not enough. He needs to hit another rail to force Killot to back the F off. Dude, I wore, like, a brand new shirt last Saturday. Really nice. My best. Just got it bought. Most expensive shirt probably. And then he's also wearing the bright colors. Like, it's hard to compete, man. It's hard to compete. Was it good? Oh, thanks, Fango. I appreciate it. Killot's been taking a while to kind of get into the fight, but now he's starting to get into it. His damage has been alright, but there's going to be heavy straight up again. Killot needs to go, so Killot, go to heavy. Now go for him. He doesn't have an orb up. It's time. It is time. Go wrecked. Go wrecked him. You need to go. LG, dude. LG, mid-range. LG, mid-range. No! Killot, you're missing your chances here. If you're going to go rockets, you need to go right up to them. Just get in their face a little bit. If you're going to go LG, just be in the position he was in. He only had 50 ammo. He's landed some good damage, actually. His rails keep hitting, but he's got nothing left in the tank. So it looks like Strongest is going to take this on 2-0. Sirius is playing today. Isn't the animated wheel thing on the rail something I thought they were getting rid of that? Or was it something else they got rid of? Killot's still going for some rail shots, but it's over now. He couldn't close the gap when he had to, but he made it impressively close for what is a 400 skill rating difference. I'd call that a GG's right there if I were, both of them actually.
You win.
G to the G. Control-wise, fairly even overall. Damage had to be more from Killot. There's like 1200 damage difference, which between medium and heavy, it shouldn't quite be as much as that. I'm impressed with how much damage of that is rockets from strongest, in fact. The rail animation is a bug that is only there in... okay, so it's not actually there in non-spec. Gotcha. Okay, we need to find another game to go to. Because Cypher's not in a game yet or anything like that. And Nessie's been moving forward. Flowers moving forward.